I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior. Woo, 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 woo.
Sanke.
Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm gonna have the dynamic duo known as Buddy V, killing it with the one and only.
Sam K. And shit, man, we got two phenomenal guests as always, man. All the way from the BKFC. We have the one, the only, Dan Pettit. Did I say that correct? Pettit?
Yeah.
Pettit.
Pettit.
All right.
Pettit.
And we got all the way from Street Beefs West Coast, light heavyweight MMA champ, Escalade in the building.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Let's go.
That's cool. Fun show. Hey, congratulations on that, bro. That's cool. That's hard work.
Thank you, brother.
Those boys
Thank
be
you, brother.
working in that yard for sure. For sure.
Facts.
A few of your boys have gotten to the BKFC, right? Lil Mac and
Yep.
yeah.
He's from the OG yard. We're
Right.
me and Escalator from the West Coast yard. But
okay, yeah, I was watching.
From
That's
the scrap
cool, man.
yard. I went to the BKFC tryouts in April. That was fun. Yeah.
Did you? Right on. Right on. That's how I got in, bro. That's how I got in.
You gotta be different for BK. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I got offered a fight, and like they was talking some good money, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. I just can't do it. You gotta be a different mug. You got to. You got to.
You gotta not mind the cuts. I think boxing gloves hurt worse, homie. I ain't even lying.
What? I've never the first person I've heard say that.
Talk to us about that.
I'm not necessarily worried about getting hit, but you can't punch somebody with your bare knuckle full force and not break your hand for real. No matter how good you punch,
there's different fists. So everybody thinks you're supposed to make a fist like this. That's not true. That started as soon as gloves came out. That's wrong, bro. You see this big old gap right here?
Yeah.
There's this thing, and this gentleman named David Weck, and he created something called the core fist. And it's what I use. So my hands never hurt after a bare knuckle fight, bro. And I pound people as hard as I possibly can swing. Take your middle finger, middle, boom, boom, boom. And then you lock them in like this. Check it out on YouTube. His name's David Weck. He'll explain everything. But it's fascinating, bro. It does something with the bones in your hands to where you can't break your hand if you try. And I ain't playing. Yeah, it works. And it takes a while to get your hands to naturally do it. But look up the core fist and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I gotta look that up. Yeah.
It works, bro. It works. So as for the hands, I got that covered. But like taking the shots, bro, something about having it be a superficial damage. It doesn't feel like you got in a car accident. You know how after sparring, you feel like you got in a car wreck?
Yeah.
Like your head hurts. You got a headache for 2-3 days. That never happens to me after a bare knuckle fight, bro. Ever. Like it hurts right here. Or right here, but it don't hurt in here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different pain. I don't know. It's more like impact with a glove to me. It's like surface shots with the bare knuckles.
Right.
It's
Savage.
a lot.
Savage.
It's a lot more intimidating, I know, because of the blood and the cuts and stuff. But internally, it does way less damage, bro. There's like mad studies on that too. Yeah, that's how they're getting it legalized everywhere because it does less damage than boxing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. The only thing that it does fuck up is everybody's hands, but they don't be punching right. So that's why.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, see, I always remember that. I for like Never Back Down or Never Back Down 2. It was Michael Jai White, and he's like, "Yeah, because y'all motherfuckers don't know how to throw a punch." And I was like,
All right.
"Oh, I don't either. Let me watch." No.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been learning
Yeah.
recently, like I still don't know how to throw a punch correctly all the way. You know what I mean? This is a forever evolving sport. So like I'm gonna be learning for the rest of my life with this shit. And
Right.
when I think I can hit hard, my coach is like, bro, you're gonna be able to hit 10 times harder than you can now when you're punching right. You know? So
Right.
yeah, there's
Oh
always
yeah.
work to be done.
How long have
Now,
you been fighting?
So like I told you guys earlier, right when I saw BKFC 1 was the day that I started training for this. And that was like 6 years ago. So consecutively for 6 years, but like I wrestled in high school, did a little bit of MMA like in my early 20s and stuff, but this last 6 years has been like a serious grind towards this goal. You know.
oh yeah, you gotta put in that work, man. Shit, you've been making some waves. I mean, yeah. But before I get back to you with another question, I was curious about Escalade because you brought up wrestling, MMA, and your fight with the locksmith. Let me just say, those takedowns you had, holy crap! That first round when you went was like a mix between a double leg takedown and like a football tackle, and like, wow.
Hell yeah.
What's your grappling experience like for some of that? I'm curious.
I wrestled my sophomore year in high school. I was a COVID baby, so that junior senior year got kind of cut short by COVID. But yeah, sophomore year, a little bit of junior year, I wrestled in high school. But I always played football from like eighth grade up until senior year. I played football, so it's just natural picking somebody up and putting them on their back. 'Cause I played
He's used to
linebacker, so it's
trucking
like,
through motherfuckers.
yeah, you used to picking somebody up and dropping them. That's so the wrestling transition easy because I only started wrestling because I was watching Ray Lewis was my favorite football player of all time, greatest linebacker of all time. He said, "You want to be a better football player, be a better linebacker specifically, you got to wrestle." So I'm like, "Shit, I'm on it. I'm gonna do what the GOAT did." So I started wrestling, and the rest is here.
Yeah, you showcased some great wrestling and grappling overall in your last fight, which was for the title. And man, a lot of people don't realize because it's not really shown in the video on YouTube. But I was there at the event live, and it was a hell of a first round. Second round, your foot was wide open. Can you talk to everyone about what took place and how you were able to push through?
Yeah, I had a little injury maybe like 2 weeks before, messing around with some mechanic stuff to say the least, and then my foot caught on fire. So it blistered up real bad. Most of it went down. I thought it would be gone before, because I did the sign up, and right after I signed up, my foot got injured. I thought like most of it went down because my foot was actually worse than that. Most of it went down, then the blister just cut open right in the. I think I just kicked him. It popped, boom, cut open.
Wow.
It was bad. It was bad. Then they was like, we got to call the fight because your foot bleeding too bad. And I was
Right.
like, call the fight? We on fire right now, man. I was in the zone. Like I was warmed up. I felt good. I'm like, now let's get this going. So I just had to push through. Like I had to tape it up and say, hey, 4 more minutes possibly. So get it going. And that was that.
Dang.
Literal
Warrior
house
shit.
tape.
That's fire, bro. That's
Literal house
fire, bro.
tape. Nah, bro. No one had tape. There's no like medical supplies. I was like, hey, give me something. Give me something.
Salute to you, bro. With the third-degree burns on your foot doing MMA, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane fight. Speaking of insane fights, man, Dan, when I watched
Yeah.
your debut in the BKFC, man, it was talk about a dominating performance. And I mean, how did it feel to be able to come out and showcase that for your first round with all these people having their eyes on you, looking, and then you came out and really, made a show of it? What was that like?
Yeah, it was huge, man, because they had me as such a big underdog, right? Like that kid had hell of MMA experience. And so I was like, I knew what I had to do, and that was keep the pressure on him the whole time. So cardio was a main thing in that camp, and I just kept running it. You know what I mean? I just kept it going, brother, and I used it as a weapon. I caught him off guard with how I pressed him like that, you know, and yeah, it worked out great for me. It worked out great for me. He was flailing he was so scared, bro. Fight week, like I was living rent free in his head before the fight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, he knew I was coming to get him because, dude, like we had been working. Me and my wife have done this all together. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been working for this for 6 years. That's a long time. Blood, sweat, tears. Like we're really been working for this, and she deserved it. You know what I mean? And so did I. So. I just beat that kid's ass at all costs.
All costs.
You know, at all costs, bro. Yeah. It was a
That was
great experience. It was a great experience. And it was the first knockout in Connecticut history, first bare knuckle fight in Connecticut history. So that's like big shit. You know what I mean? That's huge.
Yeah.
And it was a blessing to be a part of that. The first fight ever sanctioned in this state. It was sick.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Your literal fighting history.
Yeah. Yeah,
Literally.
part of it. You know what I mean? And I did this shit. Like, this is a hobby, bro. Like, I'm doing this because I love it and because I want to have fun. Like, I climb towers for a living. That's my living. I'm doing this shit because I love it. And I just want that competitive fucking me against another human being, just these bare hands. You know what I mean? And that's all we got. It's a good feeling. It's the best feeling. That is the best feeling in the world, bro. Looking across from that at that motherfucker ready to come and get you. That's alive. That's what makes me feel alive anyway, you know? I love it, man.
I like that. It's like, ooh, not everyone
Yeah.
understands it, but as fighters, hey, yeah, we get that.
Yeah, I love
Um,
it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, man. Just passionate.
Oh no, say
you
what
know?
you need, bro. Say what you
All
need.
right. No, I know
you
we're
can
on
say
YouTube
everything
and
but
shit.
see Tuesday.
All right, for sure.
I was
for
gonna
sure.
ask you, you mentioned wrestling back in the day. You mentioned MMA. But
Yeah.
what led you to be a part of the BKFC? You know, you had other options.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I'm 34, bro. I'm not young. You know what I mean? And I started as soon as I saw the BKFC, I saw a sport that I would love. I knew I'd love it right off rip. Like right when I saw it, I fell in love with it, right? So I didn't have that same passion for wrestling or for MMA that I do for just getting in an old fashioned fucking bare knuckle fight. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for my whole life, dog. Like I didn't have a choice in it, and I just so happened to be pretty decent at it. So that's why I started doing it, and that's why I picked BKFC specifically. And I wanted to be a part of the best bare knuckle organization. So like I worked through the mud. I went to Valor first to get my feet in this door. And you asked about that first fight, bro. You know why it was so important was because I got my foot in that fucking door and I wasn't about to get kicked right back out that door. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed to earn my keep and I did that shit. So now I'm a part of the BKFC and we have a great relationship with them even after this loss. You know what I mean? Like the boss is like, yo, you still fought your ass off. Like you'll be back. What are you worried about? And that's a great feeling because he knows like I put everything I had into this motherfucker every time, you know? Yeah, I love it, bro. It's sick.
Shows.
Yeah. No, I really do, dog. I put everything that I can into this shit, as much as I possibly can of myself. Not just my time, but all of her time too, bro. Like she don't work. That's all her job is to take care of my fight shit, and she does a damn good job of it. And it's fire, you know.
That's
We're
awesome.
killing
That's
it.
awesome.
I'm gonna make a legacy for our family with the both of us, you know. And I can't take all her credit, bro. She's half of this fucking equation. I would not be here without Amy, dude. She's got my back fully in it. You got to have a strong woman behind you to succeed sometimes, you know? Somebody keep you straight and shit. Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. I sway a little bit on my own, you know what I mean? But she keeps me straight. And yeah, I couldn't do this shit without her. That's for sure. I don't want to.
So I was gonna ask. We were talking about your career and your fights. I was actually curious because I wanted to ask Escalade. So I've seen your street beef fights. Do you have a fight career outside of street beefs?
Yeah, I fight sanction as well. Yes, sir.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
My I was supposed to fight the
Cheetos
26th out here
Day.
in Vegas, for Tough Enough. But that got canceled. 2 fights was lined up for that, but both the opponents pulled out. It gets to the point where it's like I'm so young. I've done so many fights, and I'm like not necessarily mad talented, but I have a lot of growth. You know, like I'm really raw still. I'm still training, getting better. You know, a lot of opponents see me and they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll go with the fight." Then they start doing the research. You know, I just always find it weird. You know, I even text people myself. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" Because you accepted this fight. Then like 2 weeks later, you're like, "Oh no, never mind." And I'm sitting here, you know, busting my ass and not in camp, but like, you know, still doing my own training. It's like, what's going on? It's like, oh well, you know, just doing a little deep diving, going to the wrestling background, the football background, all the fights I've had, sanctioned and unsanctioned or street beefs. They're like, yeah, we don't know if we won all of that. So it's you know, but I'm just excited for another fight to be out here. I'm undefeated in Vegas. You know, I'm 3-0 in Vegas, so that's where it's at for me.
Mhm.
Keep that going, boy. That's
Let Tough Enough
fire.
come out here, man. Every time I'm at Tough Enough, I smack. So, you know, that home, you know, all my fights, I've traveled. You know, I got 10 sanctioned fights, and I've traveled for most of them except the 3 in here. So it's like being home does something for me. Just it turns me up.
You
For
get the good
sure.
night's rest too in your own bed. You're like, oh yeah, get the recharge.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, people
Yeah.
don't realize that that hometown advantage is a real thing. That energy that you get from being, you know, on the home team,
Yeah.
it's a real
Yeah.
thing. I've been to some of those Tough Enough events, and usually the guy with the crowd, he has the better night.
Yeah, that energy, you feel better.
Yeah,
You just feel better.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Will we be seeing you at either this month's event or next month's anniversary for Street Beefs West Coast?
Um, I didn't sign up. I will be at the anniversary event. I'm thinking about just pulling up, you know, as a spectator. Just 'cause, you know, I love the community. You know, I love everybody part of it, and I want to see some dope fights because there's gonna be some dope fights lined up. But
Okay.
as far as me fighting street beefs again, it's got to be someone like someone has to sign up, or you know, call me out for me to you know want to come up. Like someone you know interesting, you know, worth my time. You know, like people will sign up that's in my weight class. I've seen like dudes that I ain't never fought before, or that's 0-3, you know, stuff like that. And it's like I don't not necessarily not waste my time per se, but I don't want to, you know, I want to challenge. You know, I want to
Yeah,
grow. You know, you're not growing if you beating, you know, fighting somebody that's at a lower level than you slightly. So, someone you know that's higher than me. You know, anyone that can give me a real challenge, make me like, you know, bite my mouthpiece.
Mm, for sure.
respect.
Absolutely.
So anybody out there want it,
Yeah.
if you watching, you want it. I'm with it. I'm with
Hey,
it. You know what
get
I mean?
it.
I'm with it.
Get it, boy. Call him out,
I don't
Yeah,
shop
dog.
now
from
we
no
definitely
names.
down with this.
They gonna do some names at me. I don't shop from no names, and the name is nothing.
Just all of them, bro. Just
All of
all
them,
of them.
anybody,
That's it.
anybody.
That's it.
Well, I saw one name. So King Cow was asking, Dan, are you in Kai Stewart's weight class?
Yep.
Yeah, I because I had a question about your weight class because with where you fight at, you're 6'1", right?
Yeah.
Dang, what's it like to be like a taller in the division?
It's good, bro. I mean, I wrestled at 140 in high school, right? So I'm used to getting down to that weight, but I've put on a lot of weight since high school. But this weight cut specifically, bro, I almost put myself in the hospital for sure. Like you guys probably saw I missed weight by half a pound, and that's not something that I'm ever willing to do. And I'm not making no excuses or nothing, but our travel out to California was terrible, bro. Like you were talking about the good luck of going home. I just went home for this last fight and it was nothing but problems. The whole fucking trip was just, it was crazy, bro.
Oh,
We were on United Airlines, right? The fucking planes that are falling apart, and 3 planes fell apart on our way there. Took
Come
us a
on, man.
day to get to Cali, right? I can't make this shit up, dog. We get kicked off of 2 planes because they were broken. It was crazy. But yeah, we lost 14 pounds in like 12-hour period. I went down there, I weighed in at 146.7. They were like, you got an hour and a half. I went upstairs for an hour and a half, sat in my sauna, and I squeezed out a tenth of a pound. So my body was just done. You know what I mean? I did what I could and I did my best, but yeah, that was my first like ever extreme terrible weight cut. That shit hurts, bro. That's different, you know? It was crazy. But
damn.
What
yeah,
advice can
it
you give up and coming fighters who aren't familiar with weight cutting?
So the main thing that I'll say is that when you're traveling, make sure that you get your water load done before you ever leave the house. Like, don't be trying to water load on your way there, because I couldn't get enough water into my system traveling on planes and pee that much to where I had enough water to get rid of it. It was only a half a pound, right? But I also, like, I got frustrated as hell in the airport, bro. I was about to snap. I was starving to death, like dehydrated and shit. And we get kicked off a third plane, and I was like, yo, I gotta eat something or I'm gonna break something. So I ate a little bit of eggs, right? I ate a little bit of eggs, and I thought that I'd be able to, maybe use the restroom, whatever. Sorry to be weird, but I was so dehydrated that I couldn't until after my weight cut. And right after my weight cut, when I rehydrated, man, I would have lost that half a pound. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You live and you learn. The main thing that I will say to any fighters, man, make sure that you water load and you water load good. If you're going in for a water cut, you need to prepare for it. Don't just go in there drinking 1 gallon a day thinking that you're going to be cool. That ain't enough water. You got to drink 2.5 gallons a day and work your way down to that gallon, and then 2 liters a liter. You know what I mean? You got to do it right, or you could really hurt yourself. And I almost did. I was almost that. So just be careful doing it too, and make sure you got people around you that could take care of you, bro. Because I could barely walk downstairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to stop from the room to the weigh-in spot because I was about to pass out and shit. So it got gnarly. It got gnarly for sure.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was younger and I
But
had to do a little bit of weight cut, and my mom would watch it. My uncles would be like, "Get out, get out!" She's like, "You're gonna kill my son." I'd be like,
yeah, my
and
girl
then
tripped
you
out.
gotta
Like
do it.
she got
Yeah.
like physically ill because she threw up, bro, because she was like tripping so hard. She thought I was gonna fall out and die or something. I was telling her I was good, you know what I mean? But she knows me, bro. She knows I wasn't good. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It was gnarly. But it, like we said earlier, greatest learning experience ever. That'll never happen to me again now. You know what I mean? You learn something one time, you'll never have that happen again. So
Oh yeah.
missing weight won't ever happen again, and I won't ever have to go through that extreme of a weight cut so quickly. Because I left here, bro, and I was on weight 156. I got there and I was 162. So I bumped up 6 pounds out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's a lot of weight to
Yeah,
bump up.
the altitudes, the everything. It's like, damn.
Just everything. I don't
And
know.
stress.
I retain the water, the stress of it all. And I was going home, fight in front of moms, bare knuckle. My mom seen me getting a lot of street fights, but not
Yeah.
a sanctioned fight in a ring this big. That ring was this big, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that ring is
So
small. That ring is real small.
that ring, my last fight, that ring was small, but dude, the guy I fought, he had great footwork. He used that ring very well, and yeah, he was a very,
It was
very
fast.
formidable opponent, and I was so stoked to fight him, bro. I would. He had 3 losses in bare knuckle, and I'm telling you, like, it's because he fought killers. That's why he had 3 losses. That fool is a great fighter, and I was honored to share the ring with Van Vo, for sure, for sure.
I'll have
Great
to go
fight.
watch some of his fights. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to go
he's
check
a
those out.
scrapper, bro. And he's a veteran, and that's why I took the fight because I knew he would teach me. Even if I won, he was gonna teach me. You know what I'm saying? For sure,
Oh yeah.
and he did. Keep that left hand to your chin, motherfucker. You're gonna
Keep it
Mhm.
close.
get
Yeah.
ding. Yeah, dude. I didn't go to sleep. I got a chin on me, but my vision was too blurry. I wasn't gonna get back up and get put in the hospital. You know what I mean?
When I saw the slow mo where it was just that one opening opportunity. Because if that first over like that heavy hand you threw, if that would have landed, that would have done the
Yeah,
damage, but just barely missed, and he caught it. I was
yeah,
like, oh, but
yeah. I
big
said,
risk, big
whoop,
reward. So
and my hand went back down to here instead of here because I said uppercut and right hook, and he threw a right hook at the same time, and his hit me first because my hand wasn't in place. So taught me a valuable lesson about putting my hand back to my head. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
now
That's
earlier
awesome.
a little bit we were talking about some of the like weight cutting. I know that also plays in with heat. And I wanted to ask Escalade with having fought outside and then, the different environment in the environment with all the sand and the different times of the month, different days. Has the heat ever affected you during any of your fights? Because I know sometimes, just being able to even stay hydrated in the hot sun, it's like, fuck.
Yeah. It'd be
Nah,
rough.
bro, I'm from Georgia originally. I had a lot of family out here though, so I always move back and forth. So getting the hot humid side as well as the hot dry side. I think like I accumulated real well growing up to both. So temperature never really affected me, nothing like that. No temperature, environmental factors, even me putting my foot in the sand. Like my high school team, my high school football team, we did a lot of like balance work. So even me putting my foot in the stand, some people balance isn't right or they slip, this, that, and the third. None of that, doesn't play a factor to me.
Oh,
Yeah, those takedowns, bro. You look like you was at home.
That's what's up.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I grew up barefoot, man. George, I'm from the country. We walk around barefoot. We don't wear no shoes or nothing. So that's exactly
Yeah,
what
when
it
we
is.
sparred, you was barefoot, weren't you?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
I
barefoot.
wanted to ask you, bro, how did you find out about Street Beefs West Coast?
Talking to me?
Yeah. How'd you
Um,
get involved?
Savage Island, the GOAT, the
Wow.
OG, Savage
Wow.
Island. Yeah. So during our COVID year, during 2021 COVID year, because there was no high school football, um, Coach Savage, he was actually a high school football coach.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to him by like going back and forth about Street Beefs. So we find out he was a part of Street Beefs.
Wait,
And
he
then,
was your coach?
yeah, Coach Savage was my coach.
Wow.
Yeah, I was our football coach. Yeah, it was our linebacker
Wow.
coach. Yeah. So he
okay.
put me on. Yeah. Then after that, I went to college to play football, but I tore my shoulder, so they took my scholarship away, sent me home. So I'm not supposed to be here, so I'm supposed to be still balling. But hit him up after my shoulder healed after surgery and stuff like that. I was like, I need something to get me back active, get my mind right, something to put my mental to, because it's like, football, you don't have your arm, you can't really do as much versus, when you fight and you can control kind of what you do with your own body versus football, you out there, you in the trenches. But I was just talking to him, I'm like, I need something. I miss that community, anywhere, that team bonding and, something to put my mind to, something to focus on, something to want to train for. He was like, hey, I'm part of Street Beefs. You want to fight? Come over and let me know. I'm like, I never really thought about it, but I'm like, I wrestled before, fuck it, we on, let's go. And now we here.
Yeah. Fire.
That's crazy.
That's
Savage was
what's
the
up.
first person I met in Street Beefs West Coast.
Yeah.
He came to one of my training sessions. Well, actually, he had a training session at the same park that I was having a training session. And I made a post in the group like, hey, any Street Beefs fighters want to come out and train? And I guess he saw the message, walked over, and I see this huge guy
Huge.
walking in my direction. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to spar this guy.
No.
You know what I mean? And he came over. He didn't even want to spar, bro. He just wanted to, make contact, fellowship, and help get me involved with Street Beefs West Coast. And next thing you know, I'm at the events.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Savage. He's the best, man. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
His spirit, you can just feel it, he's him, man. He's him for real.
Yep. He was our security for a while.
Yep.
How tall was he? Like 6'10"? Like I remember him being real tall.
He about 6'3", 6'4".
I'm just short then.
That's still tall, bro.
I say 6'3".
Yeah.
About 6'3", but he at the time, he was a good 240, 235. You know what I mean? Like, and he fought like Mike Tyson. Like he was that big and he fought. Have you seen his fights, Escalade?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Woo.
Big
Come
dude,
back,
yeah.
Savage. We miss you.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, have you heard of Street Beefs?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Street Beefs. I just haven't seen a lot of the West Coast stuff, but I've been watching Street Beefs for years, man, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Check us
for
out
sure.
sometime, bro.
I've seen your guys' stuff. You guys have the pallet walls, right?
Yeah, that's
I've
that's the
seen
hot
it.
box.
Yeah, I've seen it for sure then. I've seen it. And y'all's things like Bigfoot or something, right?
That's his yard. That's Buddy V's scrap yard. That's
okay.
over in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
for sure.
they have a dope setup over there as well.
Mm.
The West Coast, we're in the sand. We have
Like
We
in
have
the
two
desert,
locations.
right?
Yeah, we have two
Yeah, I've
locations.
seen a lot of them.
We have the
Mhm.
Pallet Ring in Arizona, and then we have the Sand Cage. We call it the Smoke Ranch in
Okay.
Nevada.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from California, actually, Southern
Awesome.
California. Yeah, that
Awesome.
that fight was at home. My last fight, Temecula, that's home. Well, I'm
Dope.
from Lake Elsinore, but it's like 10 minutes from Temecula, so that was like I needed to do that, fight in front of the friends and family. Now I want to travel the world and fight. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I
Yeah.
got that out the way. Now it's time to see the rest of the world and experience different fighters, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future, man, for sure.
Hell yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy. Oh, sorry. Go on. Stop.
no, no, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
That was actually one of the questions I had written down for today. I actually was really curious if either of you could fight anywhere in the world, where would it be? Because watching with the different locations and watching the BKFC, I got looking at different stuff from like King of the Streets to some of the jungle stuff down in Southern America, and I was just looking at everything. I mean, if you could fight anywhere at all, where would it be?
Well,
Brazil.
yeah, I would do. It would probably be BKFC, UK, or Thailand because they've got great athletes over there, and I want to fight the best. And those Thai guys are tough, bro. Tough. So
Yeah.
yeah, wherever I'm gonna fight fighters that pull the best out of me, that's where I want to be at. And those UK guys, they've been bare knuckle fighting since they were lads. We little lads, you know what I mean? Like they're about it, bro. So yeah, I want to be around and just learn from other people and experience different cultures. Probably Thailand, bro. To answer your question, for one, it'd probably be Thailand. Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
Dope.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Because of the
definitely make.
culture.
Say it again.
Because not just because of the fighting, but because of the culture as well. I want to experience that culture. You know what I mean? That fighting's in their blood out there, bro. It's
Yeah.
fucking. They're about it.
Right, little kids paying their families rent because they're out there fighting. Like, damn.
6 years
Yeah.
old, making money, kicking down
Yeah.
trees and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's savage, bro. I love it. Yeah. And I would love to learn from some old Thai guy just in some beat up ass gym out there, like how to, just, I don't know, man. That's the dream though. Get out to Thailand, go learn and fight.
That's
Thailand
dope.
and Brazil. I like that.
I got a question for both of you guys as well. Who are some of you guys' influences as far as fighters go?
You can go ahead, brother. I gotta think for a second.
Yeah, I'm starting thinking too.
I'm not trying to answer that on a whim, you know what I mean? Because I've got a few. There's a young kid in boxing that I follow a lot that I think's the best boxer, that he's gonna be the best boxer ever. Emiliano Vargas, bro. That kid's like water. You know what I mean? And he's like 18 years old, but I look up to him for sure. He's so fucking good at boxing. But as for like bare knuckle guys, Tom Schaff, he's my favorite bare knuckle fighter. Mike Richmond,
Good one. Hey, the Marine.
yeah, Reggie Barnett. I like how Kai uses his cardio as a weapon, but I'm gonna have to fight him one day, so I can't say that fool. You know what I mean?
Right, I can't say too much. Can't say too much.
Yeah, I like how he uses his cardio to his advantage though, because that's a big part of this BKFC shit is sprinting through 2 minutes without stopping. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So, but yeah, Tom Schaff is my favorite bare knuckle fighter probably of all time. The gentleman from the BKFC.
Okay.
UFC fighter, Dustin Poirier, hands down. Easy.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Got the skills.
Easy. Southpaw.
Say Lorenzo Hunt.
I don't like that fool.
Oh, you know? Okay.
He's a clown, bro. I'll tell you, yeah, Lorenzo, you're a clown, bro. Fucking clown.
So I didn't read the full article, but did he had something with steroids recently, right?
Yeah, he's one of those.
Oh, okay. I
Got caught with Trin and Test in his system, bro. He got all the way juiced up to it, like to here. You know what I mean? He was on everything. Yeah, he's a clown. That makes our organization look not that good. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. That's not a good look. All these fucking bare knuckle barbarians are all juiced up and fucking. The first event in California, you're not going to make sure that you're cleaned up. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. If you're going to do the shit, be a professional and figure it out. You know what I mean? Don't make all of us look like that. That makes all of us not look a good way. You know what I mean? It's a bad reflection on our sport for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Enough time
That's
Escalade. What do you think?
No, personally, I don't have any like UFC fighters, or let me rephrase, any MMA fighters per se. It's like a big influence on me. I like watching boxers and wrestlers. You know, like the skill areas of what it takes. MMA is everything. You know, but I like to pick and choose the skill areas. Like Jordan Burroughs, I try and model my wrestling game after him. Greatest
He's
wrestler
a
of all
beast.
time.
Beast.
Right
beast.
now, Shakur Stevenson, I feel like is one of the most elusive technical boxers we got. Tank Davis for sure, you know, he's the best right now. But Shakur, skill wise, technique wise, the way his flow control is, his body movement, you know, the way he can hit you and you can't hit him, you know, stuff like that. You know, just even Gordon Ryan, just the way that you know he'll write down the submission he gonna put you in, put it in a box, you know, like open this after I kill him, you know, shit like that. You know, it's like whoa, that's influence right there. That's power. If somebody can do that to you, you know. So that's where
You
it's
know
at for
what
me.
it is about Shakur, dude? Shakur is a master of distance. That's what
Master,
Shakur is. He is a
master.
master of distance, and he could get that fucking close, and you won't hit him. You
You
know what I
won't
mean?
hit him.
Yeah, he's like a
That's,
ghost. He
that's
needs to
not
pick up his
something
power punches a little bit. Let's be real. He needs to punch more and shit, but he is the best boxer, bro. Like, for sure. He's good.
for sure. I feel like no
For
lie.
sure.
It's gonna be a hot take, but I feel like Shakur's number one and Tank's number two. I feel like Shakur can beat Tank.
Ooh
No
wee.
lie. That's a hot
That
take, but
ain't
I'm
I'm on it.
I'm gonna give
I'm
y'all a
on it.
pass. I'm gonna give you a pass on that.
That's
I'm on
12.
it.
That's 12 rounds, G. He ain't gonna last 12 rounds running from Tank. Tank's gonna find his chin, dog. He
Thank
will
you.
put him to
Thank you.
sleep.
Thank
Hey, if
you.
he can run from
100%.
Lopez, he can run from Tank. That's
Hey,
just
but listen,
you feel
Tank
me.
is a way better boxer than that motherfucker. Tank can
Okay.
box, bro.
Okay. There we go.
Just cause
Okay.
Tank punches power, that motherfucker's got boxing skills too. In my opinion, Tank Davis is probably the best boxer that we got right now because he'll knock fucking Shakur right out, bro. It'll
Look,
take him
you
maybe 8 or 9, but he'll find that chin, homie. If he
look,
doesn't find his chin, he'll find the body.
look, look.
Mm,
Tank doesn't do well with that distance and that height. Remember when he fought Barrios back in like
yeah,
2019, 2018?
he'll
He
get
didn't
up in
get
his ass.
he didn't get to him to the 12th round though. On,
Yeah,
on the scorecards going into the 10th round, he was down. He got up by 1.11 and knocked him in the 12th.
yeah, but
That
he
same
did
fight with
what?
Shakur,
What'd you just
he
say?
knocked him. He knocked him.
He knocked him out
He
in the
not,
12th.
but he not knocking Shakur. I'm saying, look,
But
Shakur,
I
he a
think we'll find
scorecard
out one day.
fighter. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we gonna find out for sure
yeah, for
within
sure.
the next
We'll
year. I feel like that's
put
gonna
a
happen in
side one down on
2025.
it. Me and this fool gonna be making side bets because Tank's putting that fool to sleep, dog.
We gonna see, bro. We gonna see. We gonna see.
Hey, I say
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crawford. I say Crawford wipes out all of them at
Yeah.
catch weight. Crawford knocking them all out.
Hey, what about Boots and Crawford, bro?
Boots.
Boots,
Out
Boots and
boots.
Crawford. Uh,
Boots is
I gotta watch more
because
Boots
motherfucking
to say, but
Boots
that
is
seems neck and neck.
nasty.
That seems neck
Boots
and
can
neck.
switch stance with Bud too. I think Boots takes that. He hits harder. I think he
Mhm.
hits harder than Bud. Yeah, Boots is good, bro. He's another
yeah,
one
boots is
that's
nice.
I try to emulate. I don't try to emulate nobody, dude. I try to take a little bit from all these motherfuckers and put it all into one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's what
facts.
I try to do.
Yeah,
Just
be a
Facts.
little
student of the
pieces that I
game. Yeah.
see. I study this shit like it's my job because it is my other job. And all my whole feed, everything we watch, you know what I mean? I watch every pay-per-view, UFC, bare knuckle, boxing. It doesn't matter. I just love combat, bro. I just
Facts.
study this shit, you know? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's I
So that
love
was
this
like when
life.
I watched Kai Stewart versus Duran, that most recent one. That fight, that was a fun one to watch.
I was
When it
so
went distance,
happy.
all that, I was like,
I was so happy. That was such a good
oh,
fight.
oh, he
Oh,
just
we lost
disappeared.
him.
I was kind of curious because we're talking about all these different fighters, different everything, and obviously boxing and bare knuckle has its different takes. But do
Yeah.
you have to do any sort of specific knuckle training in order to help you prepare, or do you think just having that fist itself is good enough?
So I still do though, bro. Like, I still I punch boards, and then the way that I get ready for a fight specifically, water bags to me are the closest thing to a human body, like an aqua bag. So if you're hitting an aqua bag barehanded, it gets your knuckles ready. You know what I'm saying? That's the majority of it for me. I use a aqua bag to condition my knuckles because it's not that hard, but the smack and the feel, it's just like hitting somebody's body. You know what I mean? And I got a punch board on the wall that I hit a little bit, but not really. I know that if guys are gonna use that other fist, bro, like, yeah, you're gonna need to fucking work on your hands because you ain't punching right. You know, you got to think about the gap that's right there, bro. And your little bones in your hand, they can't take repetitive fucking damage like that. And what this does is just cut all of that out of the equation. You know what I mean? Like I punched Van hard. I punched Dylan way fucking hard, as hard as I could. And my hands I didn't even feel like I had a bruise on my hands the next day. And I'm not playing with you. Like they'd never hurt. Ever.
Man, I wish I would have known that technique. Shit.
I could well, go learn it, bro. Like I suggest everybody learn it. I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want everybody to be going and using my fucking stilo, but like everybody keeps asking me that question, so it was time that I tell people, like, yeah, it's just, if you could learn it, go and learn it then. Let's see who has a harder punch. You know what I mean? Not you, but like them. I didn't want to tell my opponents any type of strategy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that fist is because you put your hand into a glove. Think about it. It wraps in like a glove. I'm sure they punch different than any of us even know before there were gloves too. You know what I'm saying? Sure, they had all kinds of crazy ways to hold their hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they used to protect their body, dude. They didn't even protect their head, you know? So they must have been throwing something hard.
And really, when you think about it, like every different type of glove forms a different type of fist.
Exactly.
You know, so what you're saying makes scientific sense.
Yeah, and if you watch like Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day, when you watch him shadow boxing, his fingers are overlapped like this, bro, because he would do it in the glove. You could do a modified version in the glove where you put all your fingers on top of each other and it triangulates all the bones in your hand as well. It's the same thing. It's just modified a little bit for the glove. But if you look back in the day at Sugar Ray Leonard's pictures, he shadow boxes like this, and his three fingers are like that in the middle, bro. Yeah, it's a trip.
And he cracked.
It's pretty cool. And he cracked.
My game up. I do basic just stuff with the my push-ups, where I'll do like I'll do in my set. I'll do regular push-ups, and then I'll go to fingertips, then I go to knuckles, then I go to wide, and then I'm like, okay, I got my first set done. And so then now that's probably like the only time I do actually get my bare knuckles. But I mean, I'm wearing gloves, so I'm all right.
I want to show you guys how this works. Honey, come here real quick. I'm going to have her demonstrate real quick, because the main part that it does for me is make my arm into like a tree trunk. Like your wrist isn't all bendy like this.
Yeah.
Watch, check this out. So when I make a normal fist, here, come and bend my wrist real quick. She could bend it like hella easy, right? Hella easy.
No ghost.
And now we'll make the fist, right? Go ahead. And I'm not trying right now at all. Like, I'm really not even flexing. She can't bend that thing if she put all her weight into it. So it does something. You know what I mean? It works for me.
See, I was introduced to the concept some years ago. I just never put it to use. But even back then when I heard it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know, I never applied it. But you're definitely giving me a reason.
Once I saw what it did to the wrist, that's when I was like, yo, that's crazy. And another like little trick too, when you defend. So like if you put your hand down on a table, right? Can you see this? Wait. Put your hand down on a table, right? If you put it flat, you could hit it and the energy is going to go through your hand. But if you base your hand off that table like a triangle, like this, right? You couldn't hit that thing down if you tried. Like right now, if you did it, you couldn't hit your hand down. So when you're blocking punches, if your hands are flat on your head, that energy is going to go right through your hand, break your hand, and go into your head, right? But if you base off of your head a little bit like this, that energy is going to go through your fingertips and right around your head. and it's going to protect your hands from being broken. Because a triangle is the strongest fucking shape in the world, bro. You can't break a triangle.
Yeah.
When you triangulate the bones, it makes them strong as fuck. You just got to know how to use your skeleton system, you know? Yeah, it's a trip. Dude knows a lot. David Weck, Corfus. Go check him out, man. He's a smart man. He created the Bosu ball.
What is that?
I was
It's
gonna
like
ask you, what is that?
a
Yeah.
Bosu ball. It's like you see them in the gym. They got a flat plate on one side, and then they're like a bouncy ball on the other side, and you got to balance on it.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
a Bosu ball. This guy created it. And he does like this Weck method rope system thing too to like open up your joints and shit. Dude's fascinating, bro. Yeah, he's like a low key genius. No, high key genius for sure. Yeah.
So
David
when
Weck.
people know their
Go
shit.
check out his YouTube.
David
No,
Weck.
they don't.
Great info.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
it's
that's what it's about, right? Teaching each other and learning and bettering the sport, man. And yeah. I don't want all these guys to be walking around with casts on. Like half the fucking guys at this last fight had casts on their hands after. You know what I mean? I go to like tap their hand, they're like, no. I'm like, bro, you gotta punch right, dog. You know?
gonna end up hurting yourself even more. More worse than the
Yeah,
opponent.
it's crazy, man. Yeah, it is.
Man, and so like with this learning and with this knowledge of how to punch and bettering everything, a lot of people view fighting kind of like you said earlier as almost like barbaric. But do you feel that fighting has really been able to push your life into a more very positive direction and
Oh,
for living
dude, like
for better?
I'm only alive because of fighting, and that's like dead serious as far as you could say it. My 20s, the reason why I started so late is because my 20s were wasted. I was a pillhead. I was an addict. I was messed up. You know what I mean? And training and fighting specifically took that addiction and turned it into something positive that I could change my life with. So yeah, absolutely. This shit has changed my life in such a major way. Turned me into a man. You know what I mean? I was a little boy forever till I learned what being a man was. And that this taught me that for sure.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
man, I really like enjoy fighting because it teaches us things we never knew. And I was gonna say, because I've asked a few people before, do you feel like everybody should be in at least one fight in their life? Because I feel like everyone should get at least a one, and not even to
I
like whoop ass, but just to know that you're not made of glass.
I think that every man should train because it gives you a different kind of discipline that we need as men. Um, as for women, like I think that they should train too so that they can protect themselves, you know what I mean, if necessary. But as for like a fight, yeah, I guess so. So that they could feel it and feel alive. Because like what if they got in a fight and not their choice? It'd be better to have it in your choice and learn and see what it's about. And that way you're not unexpected when you do have a fight if someone attacks you. So yeah, I agree with that for sure. Go to somewhere safe and have a fight at least so that you can protect yourself if it happens in the future. Yeah, absolutely.
Street beefs, wink, wink.
Yeah, go to Street Beefs for sure. They'll set you up with a good opponent. I love what they do over there, bro. Like they match people up pretty good most of the time. They don't feed people to people, you know what I mean? Like it seems
Oh
like
yeah,
you guys are running a good thing over there. It's good.
and
The
like you
only
said,
reason I sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just saying, just like you said earlier, the opportunities it gives people, Lil Mac, a few others that have been able to go to the BKFC and a few other places. It's like,
Yeah, that's huge, dude. And it's like I thought about doing Street Beefs, but we were working so hard to get into the BKFC. I didn't want to go any other route. I didn't know how they would look at it per se. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't, but I really wish I would have because it would have been great experience to have before I got there too. You know what I mean? The yard's a scrappy ass place, dude. Y'all motherfuckers get down over there. Yeah.
I was like, you might just
Facts.
come out one day, come check it out. You know?
No, I definitely will. When I'm in the West Coast, I'll come and check it out for sure. For
Awesome,
sure.
awesome. Hey, we'd love to
Absolutely.
have you, bro. Love to have
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'll come check it out. I'll put the gloves on, spar a little bit. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you real quick, man. The nickname. Can you give us the origin to that? How that came
Tower
about?
dog. I'm a tower climber. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. So, tower dog is a telecommunication specialist. I climb towers, and the reason why we have service is because I got it You know what I mean? I put antennas for Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, all throughout the country. That's why I'm in Connecticut and not in California, because I'm out here climbing towers. So tower dog comes from that. I'm a tower dog. Climb towers for a living.
Yeah.
How high do these towers get for people who are unaware?
The highest, 1,200 feet, give or take. Yeah, that's the highest. Most of the ones I climb, 300-400 feet. Yeah, like 300-400 feet on every day. You know what I mean? But like,
See
dude,
the
I live for adrenaline, homie. Like I'm a grown ass man climbing around in a jungle gym all day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
I was just about to
yeah,
say it makes sense why you're bare knuckle fighting.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It
I
can't
just
be
love
scary
that.
when you're climbing towers that high.
No, not at all. A fist fight? That ain't scary, dog. That shit
Right.
ain't scary. A fist fight with a guy that's my size in a ring with a referee? Come on, dog. Like, that's a fair fight. Sign me up. I'm with it. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I want to fight everybody, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't even look at these contracts. They send me the contract, I sign that shit. My manager sends it to me, I sign it, and I send it back. And then I look up who it is after. You know what I mean?
You got that dog.
So
They got the tower dog. Ooh, you got something people wish they could have, man. Not everybody.
I
I know a
didn't
lot
have
of
a
people that kind of
choice.
cherry pick their fights. You know.
Yeah, nah. I didn't have a choice to be this way, I guess. Like I grew up in a pretty rough area and I saw a lot of shit I shouldn't have seen at a young age. And scary ain't a fist fight. I've seen scary, bro, and it's not a fist fight. You know what I mean? Not a sanctioned fist fight either. But yeah, real scary is out in the world, bro. That's real scary, you know?
Oh yeah. That's
We get to
like
do
that's
this shit
part
for
of
fun.
exactly. That's why I like what you said earlier. Every man and woman should be able to train to protect themselves too. I got a daughter and a son, and I tell them both. You know, they hit the pads once in a while. They know how to tackle, and they're my. I get free body training. I lift up my
Heck
shirt. I'm like,
yeah.
all right, go to town.
I do that with my girl too. I'm like, you want to get your aggression out? Go for it right here. You know, get that body trained up for sure. For sure.
Now, I know this is you're in a different time zone. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, this is the time where I'll be the bearer of bad news and say that we'll kind of, we won't keep you too much longer. We'll kind of start to wrap up your time. But Sonke, did you have any final questions for our guest before we want to let him go?
Nah, man. I was just gonna say, if you want to give any shout outs, any plugins, now would be the time.
All right. So big shout out to Salud. They're a drink company, a health drink company. They sponsor me for my fights. Rebel Coffee and Creamery in Danvers, Massachusetts. And all these others, Dr. Gervitz, KMM Telecommunications, Mastro Defense Systems. Thank you to all you guys so much. I couldn't have done none of this without you guys. You guys follow my Instagram, follow our YouTube channel at Tower Dog Dan on all platforms. And yeah, follow this journey, man. I'm not going to stop till I get that belt. So this little loss, that shit ain't nothing. It was just a good learning experience. Watch what I do now. The fun shit's coming. So thank you guys so much for having me, man. It was a pleasure. Pleasure meeting both of you guys. And we'll
Hell
stay
yeah.
in
Thank you
contact in
so
the
much.
future. That's for sure.
I
Yes,
can't wait to
sir.
look and see some more of your fights. And just let me just say, killer ass background. I like the wall, the neon, everything. That's killer.
Thank you, homie. Yeah, we do content. So like, yeah, tune into the TikTok I do TikTok lives. We got a YouTube channel. My wife puts a lot of work into it. We got like 7,000 or so subscribers over there. So come and check out the YouTube channel, check out the Instagram, follow this journey, man, all the way to the top. I'm gonna climb this motherfucking tower of bare knuckle fighting. Watch me. I'm used to climbing shit. I'm getting all the way to the top of this shit. It's just gonna take me a little longer now.
Hell yeah. I'll be
But
watching every step of the way. So thank you, man.
thank you guys. All right. We'll talk soon,
Appreciate
all
you, bro.
right?
Damn, talk about a good show. Sheesh.
Fire show as always, man. Two great guests. Always a good conversation. But shit, we ain't done yet, right?
Not quite yet. Don't go nowhere.
So I got to ask you, because I always everything I do with the podcast comes from a place of sports, right? My brain always works in sports. So with an artist, isn't it almost like, sure, my first contract was shit, but I'm playing for my second contract. I'm playing for like to get that generational wealth because that first contract, you're new, they got you, they can give you whatever they want, plus you're learning the game.
I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. I feel like a lot of, not even just artists, I think with a lot of shit, your first deal, your first whatever the hell it is, be the shittiest one because you're still learning the situation, you're still learning the game. Once you learn more, that second one, you're gonna make sure it works for you. It may feel like it may look like it's a little less than the first contract, but it works out better for you than that first contract did.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
Fighters to watch. You know, we always start off at the scrap yard. His name is Ryan. He's had a few fights that I was seeing, but this is the best part. Super heavyweight, 315 pounds. Proof that no matter what your size is, you can fight, you can train, and man, this boy knows how to move. I like it because as he's going back and forth, you could see he does a couple to bait, but he picks his shots. And then some of his different fights, you can see he has kind of a nice uppercut too. He gets his opponents, and as soon as he sees that opening, bam! So you want to go check out some of his fights. I promise you will not be disappointed. He really is a good fighter, and yeah, I want to see some more. Let's see it. Now, from the Street Beefs West Coast, a Mantis. I was watching his fight with the newcomer to the yard. It was a good back and forth, and what caught my eye was his defense. He was playing defense, and as his opponent's, throwing his punches and kicks, he's sitting there doing what he needs to do, looking for his opening, and then bam! I like the what he took, and I'm just not gonna say if he won or lost. I'm just gonna say you gotta watch the fight. But a Mantis, let me see a little bit more fights. Come on, I'm a little greedy. From the OG yard. Now, Sawzall. This was an interesting one because you could tell from the get-go this man is a grappler. And if you have one thing in common is that these men took advantage of opportunities of all these fighters so far. Sawzall was no exception. This man is having to sit here, and you can see he gets ready, and as soon as he gets a kick, I believe it's from 717 Static, as soon as he gets a hit right to the body, grabs the leg, and you can see he was waiting braces for it. Boom. Now he's playing his game. And go watch the fight. I'm not going to tell you anything else, but Sawzall is one that you want to go check out. And last thing from the Dirty South was Clay. Now, this is a good point of it's a marathon, not a race, and this man was in the fight for the long haul. As he's putting in work, you can tell that the heat is definitely a big factor as both men are breathing very heavy. You can see the dog start to come out. Both men have heavy hands. You could see it as they're throwing. They can't even pull everything back to the end of their jaw, and this man does not stop working. Even when he takes 2 steps back, composes, comes back. And I'm telling you, he's definitely got it. So let me see some more fights, man. Let me see what else you got in that dog tank. Those are my 4 fighters to watch.
Man, good picks as always, man. Fire picks. Yeah, Samke and the Fire 5. Let's start things off at the OG yard as always. We have a boxing match between Zaytoven versus Denzel. This was another great match. 2 great fighters here. We have the poised boxer versus the street fighter. This is one of those fights where you see that pacing is key. Pacing is key. We got some beautiful shot placements. We saw the level changes, and then we got a nice little finish at the end. Street Beefs OG yard, Zaytoven versus Denzel, fire fight. Yeah, moving on. You see it, Street Beef Scrap Yard. If you're trying to look this fight up, the title is there on the screen. This is between Obi versus the Comedian. This is a boxing match. Obi versus the Comedian. What a performance by these men. We got some heavy combinations from both fighters. Aggressive forward pressure, solid counter punches. Yeah, man, a lot of heart on display by both these men. And surprisingly, it goes the distance. But as we always say, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Street Beef Scrapyard, Obi versus the Comedian firefight. Yeah, moving along. Street Beefs West Coast. You see it. This is another great boxing match. El Coyote versus El Vampiro. You saw Vampiro on the show not too long ago. And yeah, this was the fight, the title match between him and El Coyote. And these men did not disappoint. Coyote had a game challenger. And this was a 5 rounds of war. Literally 5 rounds of war. Vicious strikes, crazy angles, constant pressure, everything you want to see in a firefight. Street Beefs West Coast, El Coyote versus El Vampiro, firefight. Yeah, moving on. I'm going to take you back to Street Beef's OG yard. You see it. Bang versus El Guanaco. El Guanaco being the champ in Street Beef Scrapyard, the boxing heavyweight champion. Well, he took a trip to the OG yard back in the day. And this was a fire fight, to say the least. 2 dangerous big boys in the ring going at it. We see the focus, sharp shooting from one fighter. All men throwing heavy shots, relentless body shots in this fight. And yeah, we got a great finish. We got a great call. And as we always say, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Street Beef's OG yard, Bang versus El Guanaco, firefight. And we're going to end things in Street Beef Scrapyard. You saw him on last week's show. If you're trying to look this fight up, the title's on the screen. This is a fight between Some Weeb in Red versus Turtle. Turtle makes his return, and then we see Some Weeb in Red make his introduction to the Scrapyard. This was a boxing exhibition match, so no winners were called, but these men put on a great show. Footwork, defense, angles, slips. I mean, the focus, speed, body work. What more can you say? You know what I mean? That's everything in a firefight right there. Street Beef Scrapyard, Some Weeb in Red versus Turtle, Samke in the firefight.
Firefight.
Yeah.
Fire fights.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Got to thank the fighters, bro. You know, got to thank the fighters putting it all out there, you know.
So make sure y'all go show some love and go check out all those videos.
Yeah, check out the fights. Hit the like button for the guys. You know what I mean? If you feel you got the time, hit the comment section. You know what I mean? Like, these guys deserve it. You know what I mean? These guys really go out there. They put their heart on the line. And, you know, a lot of times all we want is a little love in return. That's it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Speaking of which, if you haven't hit the like button, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, now's the time to do it. You watching the show anyway.
You know, just hit it. It's just right there. Whether you're on your phone, computer, it's right there.
Oh.
But, you know, with that being said, Samke, what do you say? Is it about that time?
It's about that time, brother. We had a phenomenal show, 2 great guests. I want to thank both guys. Tower Dog Dan, we appreciate you and your time. Escalade, we appreciate you and your time. Everyone watching on playback, everyone watching us live, people in the comments, we appreciate you all. We do this for you guys. Shout out Street Beefs, OG Yard, Scrap Yard, West Coast, Dirty South. We do this for you guys. Yeah, man. Overtime Hustling Magazine, major shout out. Heart in the Fight, major shout out. We appreciate you guys. zwellworld.com. We appreciate you guys. Check it out. Check it out. There's some exclusive merch right there. You see it. Cardio is key. It is available on zwellworld.com. Exclusive. Go check it out. Go check it out. Support. And yeah, man.
MMA Underground. Ooh.
Ooh. So that's that's your favorite shirt right there. Come on, go ahead and make that purchase. Supporting a good cause. And yeah, man, if you guys are trying to catch me, I'm here, same time, same place, every week. And yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Jay.
Hell yeah. Too much fun. As you know, check out zwell-world.com. Just like he said, for all your fun stuff. And you're going to start seeing even more shit pop up. So you like the logo, you like all the fun things. And since you're here, you might, if there's a few left over, I have a special drawing I'm doing for the Scrapyard 4-year anniversary. So if there's some left over that happen to me need to get available, you might find them on the website. If there's any left, just saying. And as well, _Buddy V for my Instagram. You want to go check that out. The stories are always fun, popping. And the Facebook, I'm trying to grow. So check it out. Just all you got to do is like it. That's it. You don't got to buy nothing from the Facebook. Just like it. That's it. Whoop. And yeah, always having a fun time. So with that being said, I'll let you all have a fun rest of your Tuesday because it's the highlight of my day. But thank you, Samke. Thank you, Jay. And ending it in your famous words as always. One world, one love, deuces.